Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at Channels Television, coming to you live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. President Buhari received some APC leaders at his home in Daura as governors of Ogun and Plateau states asked Nigerians to shun politics of violence ahead of 2019 elections. Senate President Dr. Bukola Saraki warns against acts capable of causing disunity in the PDP as he meets with party members in Ilori, the Kwara state capital. Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria condemns demolition of Fresh FM station by the Oyo state government. Says action is flagrant muzzling of the media and press freedom. And US President Donald Trump's former lawyer Michael Cohen says he's ready to speak to the inquiry into alleged collusion with Russia. ChannelsTV.com has more information for you, and on youtube.com/channelsweb you can watch our videos. You can also watch us on your mobile device via your browser or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows devices from their respective stores. Besides giving you access to news updates on the go, the Channels TV and Channels 24 app has an eyewitness feature that you can use to share pictures, videos or news of happenings around you. Just install the app and tap and swipe to reveal the menu and follow the instructions. The Lagos State government has announced that the third mainland bridge will be shut down temporarily for the next 4 days, starting from midnight of Thursday, August the 23rd, to midnight of Sunday, August the 26th. And that's to allow for investigative maintenance tests on the bridge before embarking on proper repairs later. The third mainland bridge is the longest of 3 bridges connecting Lagos Island to the mainland. The others are Iku and Carter bridges. The state government is appealing for cooperation, support and understanding from all motorists and residents, also advising them to minimize non-essential travel and movement during the 4-day closure. The state government also directed all traffic management agencies, including the Federal Road Safety Corps and the police, to ensure smooth flow of traffic on all alternative routes and traffic corridors across the metropolis. The last time the federal government carried out a major repair on the bridge was 5 years ago. Now let's discuss more plans in the run-up to the bridge closure, and joining me is the Sector Commander of the FRSC Lagos, Corps Commander Hyginus Omeje. Thanks a lot for joining us on the news at 10.
Thank you very much.
And I'm sure you're pretty busy as the day draws closer. But looking at the role of the FRSC in the operation, start with the plans you have from midnight tomorrow.
Well, as from midnight, like you have highlighted, the bridge will be closed down. From 12 will be closed down. It's going to be a total closure. But there is no need for anybody to lose his or her sleep. Alternative routes have been made available, and it's good that we go through it so that if you are coming into Lagos, we really know how to take it. Let's just take it that you are coming from toll gate, or you are entering Lagos or toll gate. You have 2 options here. You either continue towards Alakbere to go to Ogudu, connect Bagada, via off and take Bagada, and continue down, connect down to Ikorodu Road. Or, right from after motorways, you can as well make a detour instantly and connect Ikorodu Road. Ikorodu Road will take you to Funshaw Williams, all through connect Iko Bridge, Akpogbo, Outer Marina, and you are already inside the Ireland. If you are coming from Ikorodu, of course, it's a straight jacket road. Just Ikorodu Road all through, the way we have just described it. Then if you are somewhere in Badagry and you are coming in, of course, when you get to Mile 2, you just continue towards Alabasuru and connect again towards Igomo axis, and then you can connect. Going out of the Ireland is not also that difficult. We will be closing the bridge by the Adeniji-Adele end. Okay, so when you come in, before you even get there, you just make a detour, take Qatar Bridge, connect through Qatar Bridge, and of course, you have an option of either continuing towards Ido and take Yaba, come out about Macaulay.
Well, it all sounds very smooth as you're saying it.
Yeah.
This bridge has been closed before, and we know what Lagos was like when that happens.
Exactly.
And when we say, oh, the alternative routes are there, people should not be jittery, the reality is that the influx of traffic on the alternative routes, even without the bridge closure, is something that worries everyone. The issue of the trucks hasn't gone away. They're almost like a immovable feast. They pop up, they leave. So what we want to know is not how smooth the alternative routes should be,
okay,
but what you're going to do to ensure that they are.
Our main, we are working with other sister agencies. As a matter of fact, before now, a committee has been set up by the Federal Controller Works, Lagos State, and we have a traffic control committee made up of FRSC, LASMA, the traffic police. The LASEMA LRU is also joining us to be able to pick any obstruction on the road and remove it instantly. Then, the civil defense will also be there to give us security backup. So it's going to be a teamwork. And we have identified the critical gridlock areas. And we have been able to map how every agency is going to deploy personnel. The FRSC will be deploying about 200 personnel. LASMA is coming with higher number, up to 500, and the police in that same order. And everybody have already briefed their men. If you watched today, if you drove through some of these routes, you notice that there are signals already, that banners directing people, traffic directional signs on how people will go. One thing we just want to plead from Lagosians is that within these 3-4 days, can we just adjust our travel pattern a bit? For example, if you don't have anything too cold yet to go into the island, you can just, reschedule. And another thing is, can we also imbibe the culture of park and ride? Thank God for the investment Lagos State have been able to make in terms of public transportation. Now, you can just park your vehicle at toll gate, for example, enter the BRT and use the BRT, go to where you are going and come back. The inland waterways has also been opened up in recent times by the Lagos State government. So you could also, instead of going by road, you could also enter the ferry and just use the ferry.
And we do hope that all the safety measures as people go into the ferries will be in place. Thank you so much, Corps Commander Hyginus Omeje, for joining us on the news at 10 tonight.
Thank you very much.
Well, let's cross over to Abuja now. Here's Makwe Ogun Yusuf. Makwe?
Hello, Ijoma. I hope you find those explanations reassuring. Here in Abuja, the Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria, BON, has condemned in no uncertain terms the demolition of Fresh FM 105.9 station by the government of Oyo State. In a statement signed by its chairman, Mr. John Momo, BON notes that the radio station was pulled down and journalists thrown into the job market, notwithstanding the fact that a case of alleged breach of Oyo State town planning law was before a court of competent jurisdiction. Part of the statement reads, quote, "As an umbrella body of broadcast stations in the country, we find this action not only oppressive and high-handed, but a demonstration of flagrant muzzling of the media and press freedom, which must be condemned by all civilized minds. We ask the media in Nigeria, our international counterparts, and all people of goodwill to stand and condemn the action of the government of Oyo State." BON adds that it stands with the management and staff of Fresh FM and will support the proprietor of the station, Mr. Yinka Ayefele, in demanding compensation from the state government through any legitimate means necessary. The organization insists that the era of reckless assault on the media, especially by democratically elected government, is over and must be resisted wherever it rears its head. And as the controversy over the demolition of the Fresh FM building continues to rage, the state government has been explaining the reason for the action. According to the State Commissioner for Information, Mr. Toye Arologun, the location of the structure contravenes the state infrastructure regulations. Mr. Arologun, who spoke on our breakfast show, Sunrise Daily, explained that the owners of the station had been given adequate notice ahead of the partial demolition.
Your state government has no problem with Fresh FM, or your state government has a problem with Music House. Whether it's a canteen there, whether it's a whatever there, that structure will still be wrong. It has nothing to do with Fresh FM. Whatever they are doing in that place, that structure will still be out of place. We'll still have contravened law. So it doesn't have anything to do with Fresh FM. The second thing to note is that this is a partial demolition. Everybody is talking about it. It's a partial demolition. Government has just come to take over what they encroached upon, and I'll still get up to that. The third thing I want to say is that this case is not fresh. It certainly could have been resolved, but they chose to go the other way. And government must do what it had to do. There's a building contravention, there's a planning contravention, and government gave you ample time. Since 2017, this engagement started. So I don't know. It's not something that just somebody woke up and said, go and demolish, yes.
However, the head of news at Fresh FM, Mr. Samson Akindele, who also spoke on the program today, said the station had been in the process of revalidating its building permit when the government's agents descended on the structure. He insists that the state's planning authorities had been consulted soon after the notice from government was received.
When they brought the first letter, the first thing my chairman did was to send somebody to the Bureau of Physical Planning, because they asked for the approved plan. I have it here. That was what they asked for. Then when they came to do the measurement, they came to measure the entire complex. With our support, of course, we took them round. We were not hiding anything. The staff canteen, the generator house, the spiral stair came because of the construction that happened. Because we lost some plot of land too to that road in 2012, for which government paid no compensation to us. And we had to move the fence back. So we had a see-through fence made of iron that you can know that, oh, this is a building here, or you can see something that is going on the road. That was what we did. They called that infraction. Fine, masked everything. What we asked for then was revalidation. And for us to do that, what you asked for was what we were doing, redrawing the plan, adding those things there, then you revalidate.
Meanwhile, the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has sent an open letter to Governor Biola Ajimobi requesting him to halt all further eviction and demolition of Fresh FM building and to show full respect for the safety and dignity of residents and the owner of Fresh FM. It also asked the government to begin repairs of the Fresh FM building and to adequately compensate the radio station and its owner and publicly guarantee non-repetition. In a letter to the Oyo State government, SERAP says, quote, "We contend that the action by your government has no basis in our laws, which provide that no public authorities must resort to self-help and carry out forced evictions and demolitions without a properly obtained court order. Your government's actions also violates Nigeria's international human rights obligations, including its obligations under the International Covenant on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights to protect private property." End of quote. The statement also asked that its request be carried out within 7 days of the receipt of the letter, or SERAP will take national and international legal actions. When the news at 10 returns, Nigeria's unsold crude cargoes for August and September delivery show signs of clearing on the spot market despite concerns of oversupply. But that's on Business News. Do join us again.